Oh, and the waiver. Do you want to do it right now or? Okay, okay, okay.
All right, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, it's ready. I think it's live already. Yeah, cool. What's good, guys? We're gonna do a quick show today. We know we got a special guest. Thank you so much for coming. We had like 7 girls lined up, but they all ended up flaking. So I mean, it's part of the game. But anyways, lovely lady here. Please introduce yourself. What your name is, how old you are, what do you do?
Hi, my name is my name is Molishka Ainasha Ajinist, but I go by Ainasha. I'm 24 years old. I am a debt collector, so I call people to pay their bills. Yeah, and that's about it. I'm into renovation as well, so I do renovating houses. Well, not houses, but my home. So I renovate. I did the stairs and stuff like that. That's my hobby per se. So, but yeah, that's what I do, and that's who I am. So, hi guys.
Yeah. Relationship status?
I'm single
You're single? Yeah.
by choice.
Right. And
By
how old
choice.
are you again?
I'm 24.
You're 24. Okay.
Yes.
And how is it? Being 24 and single? Do you like it?
Honestly, yes, because I did date in my lifetime. So, in my 24 years of age, I've already experienced, well, relationships. And right now, I just want to be able to just know what I want as a person and because I've seen how people are, and I feel like I'm in a space that I don't really know myself truly in order to be in a relationship, and I'm not fully myself, fully one person. Like when I say one person, I mean like whole as a person. So that's my take on it, and it's not too bad, honestly, being single. I'm discovering myself, enjoying myself, going out on solo dates, and and it's fun. I'm really enjoying it so far. I don't know if I answered the question.
Okay. So I think you said you're finding yourself, you said?
Yeah, I am.
So when do you think you'll find yourself? Is there a certain age?
No, there's no certain age. Actually, finding myself to me personally is to know like what I like, to understand what I don't like, to understand myself in a whole. Because when I was younger, I got into more relationships. So I was always dating, I was always with somebody, and I always was for the person. It's not. I know they say women are for that, but I was always taking care of the person, always making sure the person is good compared to them. They were never doing the same for me. And I always found myself always being broken because I got cheated on multiple times. Yay. But so I feel like in this moment right now, I'm just in the space of actually pleasing myself instead of actually pleasing somebody else and being more about myself, even though that's selfish as a person. But that's how I feel. Like I don't really think there's a certain age to answer your question. It's just, to me personally, I just feel like that is the headspace that I'm in. I
Okay.
just want to be.
Well, I mean, do you think,
Yeah.
because you're 24 now, do you think it's going to be easier at 34 compared to 24?
No, I don't. I just think when it's time, it's gonna come. I just don't think that it's gonna be like, okay, 24. Well, not 24, like 30, 35, and stuff like that. I wanted to be married by 25, like when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have my life already set out for me, like when I was younger. But right now, it didn't really go the way I thought it would go. And relationships these days are not really the same as it used to be back in the days. So in this time, like forward, I don't really think like a relationship. I don't think there's a certain age. When it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. It's just like right now, I'm just finding myself and being more in tune with myself.
Well, what do you think is more attractive to most men, right? Like, do you think a man wants a girl who's like younger, or do you think men tend to want to, marry and date long term a girl that's older? Do you think your 34-year-old self is going to be more attractive than your 24-year-old self, or do you think you're going to get attracted the older you get, the more attractive you get, or do you think
I don't really think so. I honestly, I feel like real men. I'm sorry for saying that, but real men don't. It doesn't really matter the age. What you got to say?
No, I'm not
I
saying
mean,
anything.
you move your head.
No, 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 no,
Okay,
no.
okay,
That's
okay,
just
okay.
that's how I just naturally am.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think in person because it's different certain type of men. It's what I would say, but like a lot of men, I can't really speak for men because I'm not a guy, but a lot of men these days they're not really, how you say, they're looking for just a one time fling, and a lot of them are not as serious as they used to be back in the days. So honestly, if I am older, I will please to the older crew, to the older guys and stuff like that. I would not. I feel like it's really rhetorical question. It's not really like how you say it. I don't really think I'm gonna be attractive to. I can be attractive to people like younger than me, and I can be attractive. Oh my gosh, I can be attractive to older people, and I can be attracted to the younger people. So I don't really think it's like a certain age per se. It's
Right.
just,
But I
you
mean,
know,
do you eventually want to have like a family and kids eventually?
of course, I want to be married. I want to have a couple
By
children.
like how old, for example?
Um, like I said, I wanted to have that by 25. I wanted to be married. I wanted to start like my family like
Yeah.
probably at 27. But right now it's like kind of like backtracking a little bit. True, when I'm gonna be older, when I'm gonna have kids, they're gonna be kind of like young, and I'm gonna be old and stuff. But I honestly think that by 30, 30, I would say like my possibilities of getting married now and also having children will be like 32, 35, maybe, because I want to start quick, because I don't want to be old, but I want to have
Yeah.
my stuff set up first. I want to have my stuff set up. I want to be firm in my job. I want to be able to be like, okay, I'm thinking about my future, because I cannot think about getting a relationship right now when I'm not set up. True, I want to be able to be in a relationship, to love somebody and to cuddle with somebody and to have all those things that others have. But sorry, but if it's not really, if I'm not me, like if I don't know myself and I'm not truly within myself and I'm securing myself, I cannot think about like having those things. So that's
Yeah.
not really in my mind right now, but I'll say 30.
Yeah, but because I want to say, like, a lot of girls think that way. That you just think that, like, oh, like around 30 years old, I'll settle down, and it's kind of like the thing is, the older you get as a woman, you know, the less leverage you have because
Uh-huh.
you're getting older, right?
Yeah.
One day you're gonna be 30, but then every year there's a new batch of younger girls that come into the marketplace, right? And
To the
you know what I mean? Like
marketplace is
that's what I'm saying.
crazy.
Like there's a new crop of the new hot 20-year-old girls, right? And then that's who the guys that probably you want that you're after. They're gonna be chasing after the new pretty girls, the new girls on the block, and it's kind of like you lose that leverage that you have once like a lot of girls think that way, right? But the thing is, the older you get as a woman, right, like the less your ability to have kids safely happen, right? After
Yeah, that's
35, it's
true.
called what's it called, high risk pregnancy.
Yeah.
So a lot of girls wait till that long, but they don't realize that like they're losing the leverage that they have, which your primary commodity is your beauty, right? And that fades with time. So that's the first thing guys look at. That gets your foot in the door, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
gets your,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? You can have the best personality in the world, but if someone's not attracted to you, then they don't really care. So,
Yes.
what I mean? That's like your main thing that guys look at. It gets your foot in the door. So, with the older you get, the more you lose that, and the more you lose your ability to bring a kid safely into the world. So, you know what I mean? So,
I wouldn't really say so, honestly, because one thing I've learned about men is that men, like the woman that they need in their life, is somebody that will be able to be head to head. That, okay, I got you. Manages, someone who manages his stuff. A man will never actually, if they want somebody younger, they actually are childish, because one thing about a man is that if you do not have your life set up, if you do not have somebody that actually deeply manages everything that is around you, of course the man get the money, but the woman manages everything. They manage the home, they manage everything in their life, right? So regardless of the fact, a guy, a man, needs a woman that is able to be stabilized, not somebody that want to go party and have fun, not somebody that want to do like dumb stuff and that's gonna just be a pretty face.
yeah.
You have to be able to have brain and be able to
Absolutely.
know
But that
things,
doesn't mean if girls, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily a party girl for sure. Like, you could be older too and still be
Yeah,
doing stupid stuff as well.
yeah, that's
So
true. But it's the mentality, actually. It's
because
the mindset and the way the person grew up and how they carry themselves, you know?
okay,
So
and the thing is, I'm assuming like, what is your type? Are you more like, because in general, it's like a stat that like mostly like black women prefer to date black men, right?
yeah,
You
of
know what I mean?
course, yeah.
But the thing is, black men, they tend to date like everybody in general. Like they're more open to dating, like for
That's
example,
true.
white girls
That's
compared to,
true. Yeah.
whereas black females in general, they tend to just go mostly for black men. So the thing is, which is probably, I don't know if, I don't know you, but
Yeah, it's all
let's say
good.
it's your case, right? That you only date for black men, right?
No,
Well,
well, no, I don't. But I like
that's your
everyone. But
okay.
that's my
That's
preference.
your preference,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Whereas, yeah, like black men, they used to tend to go for kind of everything. You know, they're less strict with their preferences. You know, so it's kind of like that man that you're competing
Unfortunately,
for. Yeah, that man
but
that you're
yeah,
competing for,
yeah. I'm
he's
not.
not necessarily looking just for black women. He might even be into prefer like white females, right? So it's kind of like it's a lot tough. Excuse me,
That's fine.
it's a lot more tough for black women in general. I feel like because
Mm-hmm.
like I said, you guys prefer a certain type, whereas black men in general don't prefer, like they're more open, you know. So it's a lot tougher for you guys. And there's like a stat on dating apps that say like black women are like the least swiped on compared to like white females or something like that. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, you know, is it do you think it's tougher? Do you think it's tougher to date being a black female? Like, is it tougher? Do you think?
Honestly, personally, for me, I never had an issue. So, true, I prefer black men, yes,
Yeah.
but I've never really seen it as black women have it tougher. Yes, black women want black men, but you have to go where you are wanted. So you cannot say, okay, you want a black man, but the black men don't want you. And also, sorry if I say that, guys, but they're just repeating history with them white women. But anyways, sorry, but yeah, they're just repeating it. Anyways, but I never really had that problem because even though I prefer black men, but I've never really fully dated inside my race. So it's not like it's been an issue with me because I go where I'm wanted and not where I'm not wanted. Because if they prefer a white woman, why not? Okay, it's your preference. I'm not gonna really beat myself over you wanted somebody else, you know.
Yeah.
So over white women, I mean, shoot, they got long hair, they got silky, you know, they got that thing, but they don't got that melanin. You feel me? Compared to me, baby, they
Okay.
ain't shit. Can I curse?
No, of course. Yeah. Say
Oh,
whatever you want. Say
okay.
whatever you want. You know, free speech.
Compared to me, they ain't shit. Okay, but it's not really a problem. They go, they want that. They want somebody. Cause me personally, I just started learning about this, but apparently a lot of the white races just wants to have a black man just to have the melanin in the skin and in their children and stuff like that to keep,
Perhaps.
you know.
Perhaps. You know.
But I don't really have a problem with it. I would prefer them going with a black woman because of our history with white people. But if that's their preference, it's up to them. It's whatever they like. Me personally, I don't have a problem with it
Yeah.
because I've never had a problem with that.
Because yeah. I mean, there's also the stereotypes too. You know, like I feel like black women are labeled that they're like, oh, there's a stereotype that black women are more like loud and, you know, obnoxious, and
I am.
you know what I mean. So there's
I
also
am.
that negative stereotype in general. So, but yeah, you know, most black women do prefer to date black men. You know, whereas for black men though, they're in general they tend to be more open and they don't kind of just go for black women in return as well. You know, so
And I can understand, but I am. I'm loud. I laugh loud. I talk loud. When I be talking on the phone, you can hear me outside, even if I'm inside my house. I sorry for the character, but anyways, I don't really think the personalities. I just feel like they just did not discover or they don't understand what they like per se. They want to put themselves in that category. Oh yeah, black woman is this, black woman that. But have you ever tried to talk to a black woman and actually understand a black woman instead? But I gotta admit, a lot of them are messed up though. A lot of black women. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a black woman myself, but I have seen a lot of black women acting out of character.
right.
And honestly, it's not poised.
Yeah, I
As
mean,
a
I'm not saying
you
that
know,
doesn't happen with white females. It does happen, but I feel like it's a lot less compared to black females. You know, based on what I've seen in general, like it happens. You know, in any culture, it could be, it doesn't
hmm
matter. You could be Asian, you could be white. Like, you know, there's people that act out of character, but I'd say it's mostly from what I've seen in the black community, right? So compared to like white females in general,
Can
you
I
know,
say something real
you know what I
quick?
mean. So
Uh,
I'm gonna say that. So
can I say
um,
something real quick?
it's
Can I say something real
yo,
quick?
go ahead, go ahead.
You know what? Recently I have learned. It says the loudest people are the ones that are misheard. We have been through so much. We have gone through a lot. We've been the people that we were, and we were not heard. We were slaves, and we were beaten, we were bruised, we were battered, whatever, and we were brought down to be. So honestly, us being loud, I don't really see it as a bad thing. I just see us as being truly ourselves,
I
for real.
but I think it's a combination of things, and I think one of them is that a lot of like black females or just black males in general, they're
Black
raised in a
males
single
too.
family house, you know, and because out of every kind
Yeah,
of
not even a
culture,
single home. Yeah.
yeah, like a lot of the black community grew up in like single parent households, you know,
Yeah, of
more so than
course.
like what a white family, you know. It still
Of
happens, but there's a
course.
lot more in the. So I feel like not you know, the absence of fathers in black homes, that is part of it, why people, there's a lot of degeneracy, you know what I mean, people like, you know, like, how do I say this, like acting out of line, you know, and like,
I mean, yes and no. It could be, but at the same time, I don't really think so, because I have seen some black families and they're loud. Like when I say black families, like they have a father and a mother and they're still loud. And I've seen others, they have a father and a mother and they're poised. They have just their father or their mother and they're like poised and stuff like that. So honestly, I wouldn't really put that criteria on the black people, because I feel like personally, even though I grew up in like a single, like my mom is single. Well, okay, my parents are divorced,
right,
but like I've lived with my mother. Even though I've lived with my mother, my mom did not teach me on being loud. I've gotten that. My mom is very soft spoken. She's very, and I'm the loudest. Like you can hear me. Like I'm in my room is downstairs. Her room is upstairs because we cannot stay in the same room. Like there's a room next to her room, but I cannot stay next to her room because I talk so loud. It's just I feel like it's just a personality trait. Because honestly, yes, having a single parent home can affect certain people because of how they're gonna be surrounded and how they're gonna be like, centered. But at the same time, I wouldn't really say it's because of that,
yeah,
because a lot of things can be the cause of it.
yeah,
And it's not just being in a single parent home, because like I said,
yeah. I
like,
mean, yeah, I think it's just it's a part of it. I'm sure there's a lot more things,
yeah.
but you know, I'm just saying it's a part of it. But if I can give you some advice, if you're actually looking to find settle down and have a family eventually, like now is like the best time for you. You know what I mean? Like yeah, like there's a stat that there's a book with some stats, and you know they showed that men from the age of 15 all the way to 90 years old, they
Uh-huh.
found girls between 18 and 22 the most attractive, you know. Like, and
Okay.
doesn't matter how old a man is, right? He could be 15 years old, he could be
Yeah.
80, he could be 60. Girls that are in their early 20s are the most attractive to guys all across the board, you know. So that's when you have the most chance of finding your dream guy, right? That's when you're the most, you know, youthful and fertile, and you know,
I
like,
wouldn't really think
well,
that.
I mean, you know, this is
Mhm.
biology, you know. So I think like I said, like a woman that's 30 and single and childless, excuse me, um is like, it's it's not a good thing, you know. It's like the equivalent of a man being yeah,
I
I
think
said
it's
it.
a great thing.
I said
I
it.
think it's a great
Well, it's
thing.
not a good thing if you're trying to have a family, and you know, because the men you're looking for, they're not really looking for you, they're looking for the younger girls, you know. So
No, because they're childish.
I
They
don't
cannot
think
handle somebody older than them. They cannot communicate with somebody older than them because they never had somebody actually go eye to eye with them. They just want somebody that they can manipulate, somebody that can tell what to do and
Well,
stuff
the
like
thing is,
that.
the older you are, the more you've been through life, the more baggage you have, right? The more experience you have, the less, you know, you're more stuck in your ways the older you are. You know, this
Hmm.
goes for men as well.
Hmm.
But, you know, the more stuck in your ways you are. So, you know, you probably had breakups, you probably got cheated on. So you're bringing that to the next relationship. You come,
Mm-mm.
whereas someone who's never, let's say they've only maybe had one boyfriend in their life, they never had one boyfriend, right? They're younger, you know, they're more like optimistic about a relationship, right? Because they never had the bad experience. You're not coming in with baggage. You're not coming in with bad
I wouldn't say that.
preconceived ideas, you know?
No, 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 no. I don't really see it like that, because the thing is, yes, you can have baggage. Yes, you can. I'm sorry for cutting you. I do
No, go
apologize
ahead. I
about
was
that.
done.
But
I was
like,
done.
okay, cool. But I understand that. But one thing I learned is that everybody needs to heal. Yes, you can have baggage. Yes, you can have experiences from other relationship. Yes, you can have all that. But the thing is you doing the healing, you taking care of yourself, you actually doing the work to putting yourself first and then move on and having that relationship with somebody else, and then you guys gonna flourish if that person is in the same mindset as you. You don't have to be older. No, of course, older men that are childish, then that just want pleasure, they're gonna get somebody younger than them. Yes, but you need somebody that will help you manage your assets, not somebody that's gonna just be there and be a pretty face. Of course, they want a pretty face. Of course, they want a younger body. But one thing about the human body, it needs to be taken care of in order to do the impossible. So yes, I'm gonna be like probably have less chances of having a kid, but if I take care of my body and I actually do the work of going to the gym, eating good, taking care of my body, not drinking that much. I drink a little bit, but like not drinking that much, and actually taking care of yourself, improving yourself. I promise you, there's nobody that's gonna be like, oh no, I can't have you because you're not fertile. Girl, stop playing with me. For real.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but it's you yes, you can, push back the clock by going to the gym and eating healthy and stuff like that,
Okay.
but you know what I mean, but like, biology is still biology. At a certain point, like, I think by 30 years old, like, a woman has like more than like 85% and 90% of her eggs are gone, something. So there's like, it's
Okay.
like in the high, a lot of your eggs are gone by the time you're 30 years old as a woman,
Mm-hmm.
so yes, you can push back the clock, but there's some things that you can't, you know, necessarily control. Like, that is biology. So
I apologize. I don't believe in science like that. I believe in God, baby. Cause check, yes, it can happen. Of course, it's biology just proven okay. But one thing I know is that nothing is impossible for the human body. Nothing is impossible
no,
if
of
you're actually
course,
trying
you
to
just have
do it.
less chances though in general,
Yes, of course, but it's not impossible.
right?
There's
But why would
still
I? Let's say I want to settle down, have a family. Why would I take the chance when I can just go with a girl that's younger, who I can for sure have kids with, right?
okay. Then tell me this: why do you think like that? Why do you think going with somebody younger will give you more chance? I know it's like proven by biology and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but why is that why what you think about? You don't see attraction, you don't see mentality, you don't try to get to know somebody? Like you don't do that.
No, no, of course. But let's say everything else being equal. Let's say I have a
Okay.
girl that's she's 23 and I have another girl that's 33.
Uh-huh.
All things being equal, they both have the same type of personality. They both have the same characteristics and traits. All
Uh-huh.
things being equal, and let's say the only thing was age, and like they look, well, not obviously not exactly the same because one of them's older, but all things being equal, if
Yeah.
I want to have a family, I'm going to go with the one with the 23-year-old, right? Because I have a there's a higher chance that I'll have kids with her, right? Compared to someone who's 33, right? All things being equal, just off the fact
Okay.
of age. So
You know what someone said in a song? It said, "Be careful where you throw your seeds." True, the person could be better, could be this, but what makes you think that that person will not have any because I know somebody is some people can have infertility. I understand that you can,
no,
do
that's
all
true.
that, but some people don't know it. Some women don't know that they're infertile. So yes, true, you could go to with somebody that has the better chance of having a child, but like honestly, I wouldn't see it because you're using that person as an item. You're using it as just an object,
Well,
just to
no, I
have a
said all things
kid.
being equal. I get along
Yeah,
with her the
I
same. You know what I mean?
understand,
Everything's
but you,
equal. All things being
uh-huh,
equal, I get along just as much as with the 33-year-old as I get with the 23-year-old. We have the
yeah,
same type of relationship. The only
yeah,
difference is the age,
yeah,
in the example. So,
yeah. But I wouldn't really. I mean, go with what you prefer, but like, I wouldn't really think just because the person is younger, okay, I'm gonna go with that person so that it can have my baby, Because I feel like it's about love. It's not about
yeah, no,
like,
I'm assuming
okay,
I love the girl. I'm
assuming,
like
bruh,
when I'm
you just
no, no,
told
no,
me.
no, I'm saying all things being equal, I love them the same. They have the same characteristics. Like everything is equal.
Uh
You
huh.
know what I mean? Like I, 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 I love them. Right? I have the foundation of like a relationship. Right? Everything is good. Right? But
Uh
now I
huh.
have to choose who do I want a family with. All things being equal.
What is love to you?
What? Well,
What is love to you?
that's a very deep question. Like
Yeah.
that just kind of threw me off on the spot. But
Yeah.
what is love to me?
Yeah.
Uh, so look, there's two sides to this coin, right? I don't
Mm-hmm.
so for a woman to love a man, in my opinion, it involves obviously loyalty, right? From a sexual standpoint, obviously that's the foundation of it, right?
Okay.
So a girl who's obviously you're the only person she's having sex with, right? That's like the foundation.
Okay.
And I mean, for me, I have my definition of love, right? I feel for everybody else it might be different,
Mm-hmm.
but like a girl obviously that's loyal, doesn't have bad habits, right? Like she every other man is invisible to her. All she sees is me, you know. So that's definitely a component of it, and like yeah, like she wants to do stuff for me, and you know, like I mean, there's so many things I can add on to this, but I'd say the foundation is loyalty and um yeah, like obviously I'm the only guy she sees in her head, you know? So
In my point of view, from what you informed me, I don't want to say anything.
go ahead, go ahead.
Okay? All right. In my point of view, from what you just informed me of what you think about love, I don't really truly think you understand what love is.
Please tell me. Please tell me.
Because yes, the person can only have eyes for you. The person will not look at other people. That's respect. That's in general.
Yeah,
The
because I
person
don't.
should
Yeah,
respect you.
and my bad for cutting you off,
Yeah,
but
yeah, that's fine.
like I don't. For I feel like for men it's different, right? I feel like a man loves you when he's willing to protect and die for you, and you know he's you know he's willing to die for you and do provide, you know, take care of you and make sure you're good, you know. Um,
And that's true. It is.
that's
It
it's
is
so it's not the
actually.
same thing, you know. It's not the same thing for women, you know.
Hmm.
So like I don't expect my woman to protect and die for me and this and
Of
that, you know what I mean?
course.
Like, you
Yeah.
know, men and women are different and we each have different roles, you know, like so that's why I say it's different. It's not the same thing for both, you know?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, and I understand your point of view on it. But me personally, if like from the way I see it, I'm not a man, so I cannot say that I speak for all men. I'm a
Yeah.
woman, of course. But like me personally, the way I've seen, because I have my auntie and uncle, like they've been together for many, many years since they were in high school, since they were 18.
Yeah.
And they've been together till now, and they're like about 60. So I've seen relationships, I've seen real love, and I've seen the way people are with each other. And me personally, I don't really think that it's just when you want to die for somebody. Yes, yes, in a way, but it's when that person has constant control over your mind, not just wanting to die for that person. Not just, I'm guessing it is kind of what you're saying, but I feel like men, the way me personally, like I said, okay, don't come for me, but men per se, I honestly think they go in where they feel secure. Okay. I don't know if that makes sense, but it goes where they feel secure, like where they feel safe the most at home.
Yeah,
They can
peace. Yeah,
actually
yeah, exactly. They
exactly
get peace from and they could come home and they just like, you know, they're at peace, you know, for sure, you know.
exactly.
But yeah, we're gonna we're gonna have to cut this episode short.
Hey,
But
that's
shout
fine.
out your Instagram, this that. We're gonna redo this show. You're gonna be
Okay.
back on it with other
Okay.
girls. So you know, shout out where people can find you and yeah.
um Oh, on this one.
Oh, this one.
Oh, hi guys. My Instagram is the one and only Ainasha. I am on TikTok as well, but I only post funny stuff on TikTok. So you can see my funny personality. My funny personality is Ainasha.tinkers376. Check it out if
All
you want
right.
to laugh. But yeah, thank you
Yeah.
for having me.
So that's the show. Thank you for coming on. Tune in, guys. Next time it's gonna be a full panel. Peace.
Yes. Oh, thank you. I'll just leave it on the chair.